Oh, blessings,
Mm.
blessings, blessings, church family, and welcome to our Wednesday night midweek
Mm.
Oasis service. My name is Paul. I'll be your host tonight. We have a wonderful speaker, did a terrific meditation, spreading joy and celebrating joy and peace everywhere. And boy, that's what we're going to do tonight. We're going to have a lot of fun. So I'm excited to get this program started. So as you know, our Wednesday night midweek oasis, as we call it, is a place where we can gather together as a community to be spiritually refreshed between Sundays. We present our Wednesday night service in the satsang style with the intention that these gatherings be informal and intimate and rich. And I know that's what's going to happen tonight. This month, we are celebrating Women's History Month. And it's just going to be terrific tonight and on the Sundays. We're surrounded by so many wonderful women. Our history is loaded here at the Oakland Center. Reverend Lillian Hopper was our first official senior minister here at 5000 Clarewood. It was her vision to see that the hole in the ground behind me was once a canyon, and she had it filled with the dirt from they didn't know. They had no idea, but she said, nope, it's gonna be there. And so they bought the land. Someone on the board of directors at the Oakland Department of Public Works, they were boring one of the holes in the Caldecott Tunnel and said, Lillian, we got some dirt and we have nowhere to dump it. And she said, I have a place for you. And what you see behind me is the leveling of the canyon. And that's all dirt from the Caldecott Tunnel. And Reverend Lillian Hopper had that vision. She didn't know where it was going to go, but she knew it was going to be there. And that dirt just landed in her lap, literally. So that's what has leveled our parking lot. And that's what our church is built on, the dirt from the Caldecott Tunnel. So it took a woman's vision to level the center and make it straight, and so we could build a church on it. So I honor Reverend Lillian Hopper for her great works. Our annual theme is Wonder, Wonder Everywhere, and our monthly theme is play, and that's what we did at the in the get ready part of tonight's event. We played around. We've got people doing things they've never done before, and they're going to play with it. So there will be no hiccups because everything is in divine order. If you're joining us for the first time, come back next week when my crew is here and you'll see how it's really supposed to go. But Teresa, we're going to do just great. I just know it. So if you're here for the first time, please, you visited our homepage to find us. If you want to find out more about us, you can sign up and receive our Village News newsletter. It comes out once a week, and it tells you everything that's coming up in the upcoming week with all the Zoom links. And that's on the lower left-hand corner of our homepage where you can submit your email address. So if you're new, first time, welcome. We're glad you're here. Sign up for the newsletter. For the rest of us, just remember that we are still in Zoom on Wednesday nights, and next Sunday we will be in Zoom. That when we are in Zoom, that we ask everybody to mute their camera and microphone, because that will improve the quality of the service. And please stay tuned to the end. We have special and important announcements. We have our ritual of reading the new minister's covenant letter. We'll be reading that together. And also, this is an early reminder, and I will say it again in case you miss it during the announcements. Next Sunday is the beginning of where we change the clocks. The daylight savings time begins. So that means Saturday night, you want to spring forward and turn all your clocks ahead 1 hour. So when you wake up in the morning, you won't be late for church, okay? You won't miss it because they're going to take an hour away, and I need every hour of beauty rest I can get. So remember to do that next Sunday. So in the spirit of fun and in the spirit of Women's History Month, We have a practitioner and ministerial student, Teresa Gardiner, who did our meditation, and she's speaking tonight. And her talk is I am the divine feminine, expressing freedom and joy. I choose this consciously. So I'm excited to see where that goes. But nothing starts here at the Oakland Center without prayer. So Teresa, as you get ready to deliver your talk, would you be willing to start us in prayer?
Yes, yes. Thank you so much, Paul. Let's see, let me get the gallery view on. Wonderful. All right, everybody. Let's settle in. Let's settle in. Now, this prayer, I'm actually going to be reading it. It's a prayer that I have taken from Reverend Murray Shelton and Dr. Reverend Edward. I've taken a lot of parts from them because I was feeling very called to pray about and for love and peace for all, and in particular for the people of Ukraine and Russia, and for us to uplift us all. So here we go. So breathe in with me and relax into the moment. Just relax in. I speak this word in the first person. And so I ask you to identify with it as if it's your own words, making whatever adjustments you need, letting go of anything that came before this moment, and offer it up to universal love. There is only one whole, complete, perfect presence right here. It's not limited by past, not limited by history. I am fully present, not bound by time and space. So because of this, I know all things are possible. I stand in truth as it heals, transforms, inspires, and continues in the consciousness of possibilities. Right here, I, Teresa, speak in the one mind, the one power and presence, knowing that peace and love are in the hearts and the one mind that includes the Russian and Ukrainian people. This includes President Putin and his government, for they are all one with this peace and love. These are brothers and sisters, and they have deep roots together. I claim good. I affirm the peace is not only possible. Peace is not only possible, but the very seeds are being planted right now. Hearts are softening. I claim this for all the Russians and Ukraine. There is no separation here. I am steeped in this love, and it melts away anything unlike it. I claim peace for all, and as I do, peace rises within them. It moves them. It moves them, moves their hearts. I accept that peace, love, and happiness flows from me to all who come into my thought atmosphere, everywhere, everywhere. And my experience is one of confidence that is transformative, and life radiates this. I give thanks for this prayer and the shift in consciousness that it has already taken place in me. I trust spiritual law to do what it always does, and it is done. I get to sit here in my childlike nature, see how this spiritual mind treatment impacts my world. And I let it be. And so it is. Ashe. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone. So welcome. Yes, I'm Teresa Gardiner, and I'm honored and very happy to be here with you tonight. And there's a big buildup on this topic, right? The topic, a spoonful of humor is the medicine, was what I was to speak on tonight. I chose the topic because it seems, I don't know, humor seems so frivolous right now in this moment. I chose the topic, I am the divine feminine, expressing freedom and joy. I am that. So I choose this consciously this evening. And I want to start with this inquiry by our spiritual leader. Dr. Reverend Edward Viljoen is our spiritual leader of all the centers. There's like 400 all over the world, and he's our spiritual leader. So this is an inquiry put out by him. So you could take it to heart right now. Let it move and breathe you. How do I connect with courage and hope, compassion, yet alone playfulness and laughter, where we wage war and lives are being lost? Well, he says it's a challenge. And he says it's a very worthwhile challenge. And I know our top, our theme for the month is play, and we want laughter. This is a very worthwhile challenge to ask how to have courage and compassion and hope in these times. And like I said, laughter seems so frivolous. I had to change the topic because it just seemed, I didn't know how to even just speak about laughter and humor. It seems kind of self-indulgent right now for me. There's so much happening in the world. There's so much collective grief. I even hate to bring it up right now to spoil the party, right? But I don't want to set it aside. There is collective grief going on right here. And there's something within me that believes it's like serving me if I remain all serious. And I've been really serious. I'm into my studies, and I feel all this. I'm empathetic and feel all this going on. I'm actually suspicious if someone doesn't acknowledge the violence and the feelings of hopelessness that can be so dominant in our thoughts and minds. Do spiritual bypass. There's been a lot of talk about spiritual bypass lately. So I have to say, let me, and I'm gonna do a spoiler alert at the end. We're gonna do some laughing, okay? And that's what Paul was talking about. But I don't want to bypass what's happening here. There's like 70 places on our beloved Mother Earth right now that's in violent conflict. There's Ukraine and Haiti and Syria. There's, I've been in the cast, some of the cast book study. I missed it this week. There's systemic racism, and this is Women's History Month, and I'm tapped into the systemic bias against women. It's up in my face. I'm asking all of my instructors in my ministerial classes to please not call me a guy. Hey guys, and there's all women in a class or something, or there's one man. So I ask you here, to think about that. One of my instructors, Reverend Jacqueline, she was so great when I asked her for, please don't call me a guy. And she says, wow, I just got out of a diversity class. And I realized that's about consciousness, staying conscious. You are not a guy. And I thanked her and I felt seen and I felt heard. You know, I'm not going to hit you over the head if you keep calling me a guy, but I will bring it up. So, you know, this list goes on. So I've been feeling tender lately. Have you all? I mean, I'm thankful I can see Regina there. Hi, Regina. You know, I've been really tender lately. And just feeling all this makes me kind of frozen and harder to, makes me want to turn away, makes me want to disengage. And I'm uncomfortable with this conversation, like I said, that I don't want to bypass because it's important. So again, I ask the inquiry that Dr. Reverend Edward gave me and that I bring up tonight. How do I connect with courage, with hope, with compassion, yet alone playfulness and laughter while war rages and lives are being lost? So, you know, I've been following him a lot lately. I've started at his 6 a.m. morning devotional, and it's really quite lovely. So I invite you to that. It's really, really lovely. And I heard him recently say this story, and I'll share it with you. And it has to do with, you know, how can we be calm in these times of chaos? And so it's kind of an entrance into that. So he tells the story that he was on a way to a procedure and he didn't know what the outcome was going to be. So he was anxious and he brought a friend along with him to take him along. And he's being all anxious and there's his friend, and his friend was just being calm. And he says it could be kind of like, oh, my friend doesn't seem to care. And his friend just kept being calm. The Reverend Edward said his friend was what he actually was doing was being calm intentionally and on purpose, because he couldn't do that himself. And his friend stayed calm because he did care. He was the source of strength that Edward could draw upon. And this is what we like to call holding the high watch. So when we're doing our practice, when we're doing our practice, and when I'm thinking that being humorous or having fun and joyful in these times, how can I do that? I think of, there's only one of us really here. We're all connected. So I am lifting everyone up. I can add love. I can add peace. I can bring the joy. I can bring the laughter and lift everyone up from this place. Give everyone strength. Let them dive into that well of my love, of my passion, of my strength. It renews me. It renews them. So from that place, I can add it into my practice. It becomes a daily practice. It's a way I can serve the world by laughing. Yeah, there's times to be serious, and I'm not going to bypass that. You know, it hurts that people are hurting in the world. It hurts my heart. But I want to be calm. I want to be strong. I want to laugh and have joy and let my true nature of joy come out. And like we were getting ready for this event, you got to have some humor. We were having a tough time pulling it apart. We could add humor to it. So I'm like reminding myself, because I take things so seriously, and really I'm pretty much a goof. I mean, I'm serious in my studies, but I am a goof. So I swing the whole realm of things. Now, I was talking to one of my prayer partners, and I was talking to him about all this, and he said, now's the time, now's the time to double down and enforce my spiritual practice. I went, oh, yes, of course. I've been feeling that. What more can I do to double down on my joy? I mean, the other day, and I was in like I said, a tender place. I was hurting for the world, and I had a bike ride in Golden Gate Park set aside with my friend, and I didn't know. I was feeling pretty nutty that day, really. But I did it, and I went there, and we'd go down those hills, and I go, whee! And I felt so uplifted, strong. I could be strong in the world. I had fun. I was renewed. Oh my goodness, I am so glad I went. It makes such a difference to go ahead and laugh and let ourselves have fun. When I was doing the work for this, putting things together, I ran across a really great Mary Oliver quote. And every time I hear Mary Oliver, I think of our beloved Reverend Jeff. He's the one who brought Mary Oliver, at least to me. And I love her so much. And so I love thinking about him when I run across her. So what she writes is, you do not have to be good. You do not have to walk on your knees for 100 miles through the desert repenting. You only have to let the soft animal of your body love what it loves. Because that's our nature. To love, to be joyful, to connect, love each other up. That's our nature. You only have to let the soft animal of your body love what it loves. So I want to invite everybody in those tough times. So because we're all light workers here, right? We all want to lift each other up, and it's hard sometimes. So take advantage. If not for you, take for the world. It's something you can take action on. You want to, if you're having a tough time, call the World Ministry of Prayer. Call our prayer hotline. Call one of the practitioners. There's a bunch of us that are giving free 30-minute sessions. Rise up, lift up, be with somebody who knows that truth for you, like Dr. Edwards' friend did for him, who knows that place, who holds the high watch for you, lifts you up when it's hard to lift yourself up. We have tools, we have practices. So, okay. Now I've as Paul was talking about here, I've got this great video, and I used to think it was so frivolous, and I really see how meaningful it is. It is a video on laughing, just purposeful laughing. So we're going to share this video, and I invite you, if you want, turn on your cameras, or maybe you're shy, but I want you to follow along and do what they suggest. They tell you to make funny faces, whatever they want you to do. And just try it, and then we'll talk about how you feel after we do this, and we'll go into our talking part of our evening. Okay, hi Maureen. So if you want to turn your cameras on, stay muted, okay? And Let's see, who's sharing that? Is that you, Peggy? Are you sharing it? No, it's
That's
somebody.
Paul.
That's
Paul's
Paul.
Paul.
Okay, Paul.
Just a moment.
Okay. I'm going to keep having a sense of humor about this, Paul.
Yes, yes, yes. Bless us indeed. What you get for letting the production manager do something important. Okay, I'm clicking on the video. I'm going to say share.
Okay.
There we go. I'm going to make
Okay.
it big.
Okay, everybody.
And can you see it without the gray spots? Yes,
It's
ma'am.
good. It's good.
Teresa?
Yes,
you
it looks good.
Good. We're going to stop it at 5:09, right?
That's correct, Paul.
Thank you. We didn't have time to rehearse this, y'all. Start your laughing now. Here we go. Bless us one
All
and
right.
all.
All the lovers.
My name is Stephanie Nash. Today we're going to laugh. That's the reaction I want. It's like, huh.
Her laughter was just really out of the blue. I wasn't expecting it. We're all sitting there, we're talking, and she goes, I'm gonna teach you how to laugh today. I was like, I wanted to lean over to Natalie and be like, can we just like run right now? Or like, I don't know.
When we have stuff happening in our life, or especially if there's one event that we're dealing with a lot, it can create a kind of stuck emotional habit pattern. And then to move to another way to respond to something isn't as likely. So laughing is a way of kind of boosting through that, of breaking that up and helping free that. Well, one thing we can start with is smiling. Now, I am talking to you right now, and I am not smiling. I can talk in the same way, and I can put a huge teeth grin to where I'm like that, and the content of what I'm saying is the same, but I've got this huge smile, and you guys are now laughing, right? Now, know what you're feeling, whether we do a big,
Good.
she's crying.
You're good.
So whether we do this big, huge smile or even a nice smile, there's a pleasant sensation you got from that. If we believe that we can control the world we live in, imagine everyone who sees you as you move through the world gets hit with a wave of that positive feeling.
You cannot be in a room with Stephanie and not laugh. I got a laughing attack immediately, which actually made the entire session a lot better.
I get told I laugh like a superhero.
Laugh like a superhero?
When I laugh really big, it's like,
Oh, I love that.
I
That's
don't.
great.
I feel silly sometimes. I correct my laugh when I do
Oh, okay. I'm going to encourage you not to correct your laugh. That is beautiful. That is a God-given power. So much of the suffering we have is judging, and most of it is judging ourselves.
that. I think one of the barriers to being whole for me can be insecurity. If you don't feel confident about aspects of what you do or who you are, that can be a setback.
Now I'm going to show you a boost to a big laugh, and it's just literally slap, let all the air out, make a sound like pushing out the air at the end.
Okay, everybody.
At the end of a laugh. Big breath in, and then up from the high, and then just giggle, whatever happens. Make sense?
Mhm.
Okay.
Go ahead and try it. Go ahead and do it. Are you laughing?
Okay. I want you to think of this as an exercise to kind of get that diaphragm going.
Okay.
So.
Let it rip, Peggy.
Okay. So, this is your prescription. The dynamic laugh we just did for a minimum of 30 seconds. before you leave for the day and when you get home. And the other one would be smiling. Find a time to smile privately and in public. And it's been lovely working with you. Good luck on your journey here.
I'm into
Thank
this
you,
stuff,
Paul.
but I did have a moment where I was like, what is this new agey bull?
I did feel awkward at points, just laughing, being like, ha 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 ha.
Something about me being self-conscious of like, I've got a fake laughter. This seems like what psycho people do. They laugh for no reason. I think the beauty was the reminder that you don't have to have a reason to laugh. You can do it just for the exercise and for the health benefits of it.
Maureen, did you laugh?
I most certainly was laughing, yes.
Oh, you know, you can laugh for no reason. I mean, even what you said about smiling, I mean, if you smile when you're talking, it changes your energy, you know? And even in these times when it's really, really tough, we can do this. We can consciously choose to uplift ourselves and uplift the world and add joy into the world. Be who we are, true nature. That's our true nature, you know? It's a good reminder for everybody. Regina, did you laugh?
Of course. Duh. Yeah.
You can turn on your videos. We can have some time together. You know, I wanted to ask how people felt about, feel about maybe adding laughter to our spiritual practice. Because for me, it just makes sense because it's in service to the world. It makes me feel better. I can be a better vehicle for God, you know. That it's maybe not as frivolous as I thought. What do y'all think?
I have something to say about that. This goes back to Regina last week. Regina taught us how to breathe in two different directions. And the first one was to breathe by expanding our belly, deep in the belly. And way, 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 way out, just like she was talking about the diaphragm movement. And then we brought it all in and held it in. And it takes a lot to hold mine in, okay? A lot of work. But I pulled it in, and then she invited us to let it out by pulling it in, and then to take a deep breath and go up to the top.
Heart.
And
Heart.
into the heart,
Heart.
push the top and squeeze your heart. So I envisioned up here all the way around it, and then to let it all out again, breathe it out. But it was almost like laughter to me in a way.
Yeah.
So I want to pay a little tribute to Regina from last week. And it did.
I missed that.
I've been practicing it all week. So
Oh, good.
yeah.
Nice.
So you've been grounded and lighthearted.
So when she made that, when our speaker spoke about the diaphragm, relaxing the diaphragm and the endorphins and all of that, laughing is just the next step from what Regina taught us last week.
Yeah, the
Thank you.
oxytocin.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's beautiful, Cher. That's beautiful, Regina.
Thank you.
Yeah. So how else do you connect with courage, hope, and compassion and stay uplifted in these times? What else are people doing? What are some of the practices? I've started Kundalini Yoga. That's one of the other things I've started. Like I said, I'm doubling down on my practice right now.
Well, Jeff and I have a very guilty pleasure.
Oh,
That is hilarious.
ice cream.
And-
No, what is it?
Okay. Self-revelation. Okay. We started to almost binge watch, but at least 2 to 3 sessions a night. Well, last night we only got to one of watching the old reruns from the 90s of Sex in the City.
Oh,
And they are hilarious. And there's 9 seasons. We're only up to the 4th. And we look forward to it because we know when we're well, with each episode, we are going to laugh about 3 or 4 times out loud.
Oh,
The writing
mm,
is hilarious. They're snappy. That takes you back to the 90s. And, you know, the scenarios are just outrageously funny. So that's what we do. Guilty pleasure, hilarious, 20 minutes a session, HBO from the
yeah,
90s.
yes,
Sexy clothes, sexy women, sexy scenarios, and very funny writing.
yes. Yeah, that's a good conscious choice to just have some fun laughter, have some humor. Yeah.
Reverend Jerry, I see you have your hand up.
Yes, thank you. I love the topic, and thank you, Teresa. First of all, I want to acknowledge Regina, as you did, because every time I'm breathing now, I'm thinking about that belly breath and that hugging the heart. I love that. That
Oh,
was
thank
just
you.
brilliant. Thank you.
Beautiful.
And so every time I breathe, I think about that now. But I have a few things to say. First of all, there's nothing more healing than laughter.
Mhm.
You know, it's necessary to keep us just in balance, our body and our our endorphins and everything. So I really get that. I have I spoke a smidge about it. I've spoken about it before, but my cousin Bruce and I, when we would travel together, we were just laughing the whole time. I mean, laughing so much their cheeks were sore, and
Yeah.
I'd always come home from those trips with him just being really uplifted and feeling so good.
Mhm.
I think that when we smile, when we're talking on the phone to somebody and we're smiling, they can
Mhm.
feel it.
Mhm.
They can
Yeah.
feel it. So
Yes.
in that place of just happy to hear somebody's voice, or there's something that happens there, whether you're seeing each other or not. Um, let's see, what else was I going to say? Anyhow, yeah, this is great. And what I really believe is that regardless of what's going on in the world, and it is a very tender and sensitive time for all of us, I know, with Ukraine and with just everything that we hear when we turn the news on. But I really, truly believe that when we send peace,
Mhm.
peace just vibrates into the
Yes.
and when we send
Yeah.
joy, the same thing happens.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with being in laughter and happy, because I really think it sends a vibrational energy that's necessary at times like this.
Mhm.
So thank you, Teresa. Great, great
Mhm.
evening. Yeah.
Good share.
Okay.
Belly laughs.
I think one of the things that makes me laugh the most during the day is myself, because I catch myself and my story and my thought patterns, and I go, what the hell are you thinking, Regina? This is just crazy. And there you go again. And you're so darn serious. And this is truly not what's really going on.
Good. That's
So
good.
I spend the day laughing at myself and how I track my mind and how absurd it is. And then I just really come back to my breathing and my breath and being in my center, because I know that peace and harmony and love is the truth, the
Yes.
ultimate truth of who we are. And all
Uh-huh.
of this crazy chatter and weirdness that my mind makes up, and I just go, what are you doing? Like,
Love
give it
that.
up, girl. Like, I
Oh.
feel like Robin Williams at times. Like, because I will relate, like, where I've gone with this. And it's crazy. So I am my craziest comedian, because I find myself stopping into my rigid rules and my beliefs and
Oh.
my chatter and like the oh my gods, and it's like, give it up. And then I just come right back, because I do believe like I'm a little bit like Robin Williams inside.
I love that. Thank you for that. That helps me. That really does. Because I can still be tough on myself, So having a sense of humor about yourself, I love it.
Man, yeah, I don't even want to go on about my crazy weird.
And don't forget the contagion of laughter.
Uh-huh.
I could be sitting. I remember taking a train ride and I was studying at the time and I had my books and somebody on the train started laughing. I don't know what they were laughing about, but I started laughing. I just shut my book. I just started laughing. And then the person next to me started laughing. Then they whispered and they said, "What are we laughing about?" I said, "I think we're laughing about laughing."
Oh, God, that's good. Yeah.
The contagion. It's just wonderful. To be,
Yeah, I feel different right now, you know. I'm laughing and I feel energized. Oh, mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Who else?
And Teresa, in your talk, you were talking about the oneness of it all. And what's really true is that a comedian, I think of all the great comedians, but especially the stand-ups and the, you know, the nighttime guys that have their television shows, what's funny is what relates to you. In other words, they're saying what you're thinking. They're just saying it.
Right.
So there's a connection.
Yes.
And you respond by laughing.
Yes.
A good comedian knows that they're presenting exactly what everybody in the room is thinking, but too afraid to say.
Right.
And then something connects. And the exchange is the laughter.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Well, I just want to put a plug in for Aziz Ansari, because that's another thing. Jeff and I have gotten into watching his stand-ups, and he has about 4 stand-ups. And
Who is this?
Aziz Ansari, AZIEA, Parks and Rec. I didn't know. I never watched Parks and Rec, but he does one routine on the way people try to make connections to go someplace these days on the cell phone, and how much chatter there is on texting, and how little people are willing to commit, and how much anxiety it creates with this whole non-commitment. And I've been with my son when he has been in that frenzy, and it's scary, it's freaky, it's anxiety producing. And Aziz Ansari totally nailed it. And it was just hilarious what young people are going through right now, because nobody will make a phone call and say, hey, I'll be there, and then show up. It's like hours of texting before anybody gets anywhere, because they're always checking out what next thing might be more interesting. And so nobody really commits to anybody.
Wow.
And it's very interesting. And I've been with my son, as I said, while he's been through that. And Aziz Ansari totally nailed it and did it as a comedy routine. But anyhow, he has about 4 stand-ups, and he's really, really funny.
Well, now that we're getting more in person again, going to comedy shows.
Oh yeah, we love that. Yeah.
That'd be a fun thing to get together as a group from our center and go to a comedy show and laugh together.
Oh yeah, the Marsh Theater has great comedy, great monologues, great comedy.
Oh
yeah.
And some of the greatest comedy actors are women. Think of what Lucille Ball did.
Oh, I've been watching her lately.
If you want to have fun, watch those reruns.
They're so squirmy.
She's a comedic genius. And then Carol Burnett and Joan Rivers and all these wonderful women that broke the glass ceiling on a male-dominated profession.
Yeah, she became the CEO of Desilu. I mean,
well, yes, indeed.
Powerful, strong woman.
Right. There's
funny as hell.
There's the movie that's out right now, of course, with Tom's ex-wife,
Nicole
Kidman, who's up for an Academy Award.
Yeah.
I highly recommend that because it plays the serious with the comedy. You see what she went through. And then there's also on Amazon right now, Amy Poehler. Right. She's produced a Desi and Lucy documentary that's sanctioned by Lucy Arnaz, her daughter. They all work together on it, and I hear it's quite wonderful.
I saw it. It's fabulous. Fabulous.
But the idea that these women really spoke through comedy to the hearts of of Americans. And we're still talking about Lucille Ball. She was there before I was born, so that's 60 years ago.
Jeez.
You know?
What about Phyllis Diller?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Right here from Alameda.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Started in Alameda. She worked at the Purple Onion. Worked her way up. Yes.
Purple Onion,
Carol
wow.
Channing.
Yeah.
I want to throw out Lily Tomlin.
Oh, yeah.
I
Yes.
love Lily Tomlin. Oh, Trisha, thank you. Lily Tomlin. God.
So
One ringy dingy, two ringy dingy from Laughing.
yeah.
Gosh, she was hilarious.
I-
She
I
still
would
is.
like- I
Still
would like
is.
to point. I would like to point this out. Lily Tomlin, Robin Williams, and there was one other person who were comedians that were all from Michigan.
Oh.
So I come by it rightly.
Oh, you're a Michigan woman.
That's right.
Aha.
And she's funny too.
Aha.
They don't call Peggy and Trisha and I spackle and cackle for
For
nothing.
nothing.
Because when we're working on a room at the church together, it's just howling. We have so much joy, like you mentioned. So yeah,
Spackle and cackle. That's hilarious.
right.
Hey,
Oh.
Maureen, what are you thinking about?
Yeah.
Oh, I was just thinking about Chicago. Chicago brought a lot of comedians, but I don't know if they brought any. I don't know any female comedians, but like I know like John Belushi and Eddie Murphy, and I think they came out of Chicago, or Bill Murray.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah,
And,
there are so many really fine comedians out there.
I used to go see Whoopi Goldberg in San Francisco when she was, yeah. I saw Whoopi in person. Yeah, well, the club was just this little place in San Francisco you could just go to.
Wow.
And she was so powerful. There was no mistake she was going to make it big.
Laughing as a spiritual practice. Yeah. Add that one in.
Laughter is the best medicine sometimes.
Deborah.
I think there is a
I just wanted
difficulty.
to- I just wanted to put in Annie Goglia
Oh,
goes
yeah.
to our service,
Yeah.
and she is a laugh coach and consultant, and she has done. She has done several laughter sessions in the Bay Area and still does. But she also did several at the church, and they were hilarious. And to listen to her laugh, it is truly contagious. You can't do anything except laugh with her. And so I just want to put a plug in for Annie Goglia.
I was thinking about her today. Thanks for bringing her up, because it really is a contagious laugh. She is so adorable. And I thought, well, maybe I could get her to help present something here, because she's amazing. That would be a good presentation.
Laughter yoga. Thank you, because I was thinking about her too, Deborah. And, she'd get on the pulpit and do announcements, and she'd just go do a little bit of laughter yoga, and everybody was really at ease and uplifted. And yeah, that's great. I wonder how she's doing. We have to follow up with her.
Oh, we'll be in person soon. Yay.
Yes.
Yes. Which is an announcement. Teresa, are we complete here, you think?
Yeah, I think we are. Anybody else? Shaston, you're unmuted. Do you have anything to say? No. I think we are.
Okay, well, with that, let's show our love and appreciation physically and digitally by
thank
thanking
you.
Teresa for tonight. You made us think of a lot of things. You wrapped it all together. I'm extremely pleased. So thank you so much. You survived me sharing and the video. So yahoo. I was more nervous about that than anything. So thanks for taking me to my edge a little bit. Oh, with that in mind, we have some announcements, and Peggy's going to take the other edge tonight with the PowerPoint when you're ready. This Sunday, March 13th, Reverend Savannah Noel will be speaking on the subject of the brave path. So join us on Zoom with meditation at 10 a.m. and the service at 10:30. It is now, here's your first reminder. Second reminder, it is the first day of daylight savings time on Sunday, so make sure you get to Zoom church on time. Set your clock Saturday night, 1 hour ahead. Next Wednesday, March 16th, Reverend Dr. Eloise Oliver will talk on our monthly theme of play. Meditation at 6:30 and services 10, and so services at 7. And Wednesday services are also remaining on Zoom. Tomorrow, Thursday, March 10th at 4 p.m., the Education Corps is meeting to vision, brainstorm, and plan the many ways we are and will be providing science of mind education at the center. You're welcome to join in. Please contact Constance at constance@oaklandcsl.org right away. They are meeting in person, so vaccination cards are required. And yes, we are reopening on Sunday, March 20th, and I'll talk more about that in a minute. Go ahead, Peggy, to the next one. If you would like the March issue of the Science of Mind magazine, please contact Linda Wyman, bookstore at oaklandcsl.org, to arrange for the purchase and receipt of this wonderful magazine. Next Sunday, join Reverend Jerry Carter and our spiritual leader, Reverend Edward Viljoen, at 1 p.m. We will be showing his keynote address from the CSL annual convention and having a discussion afterwards. Use the same Zoom link as Sunday service. So let me say that one more time. Next Sunday at 1 o'clock after service is over, come back in on that Zoom link and you'll see Reverend Jerry and Reverend Edward, where they'll play his address, and then there'll be a discussion with them afterwards. Right, Reverend Jerry? Do I have that right? I believe I do. So indeed, this is very special. So mark your calendar. Also, we are reopening Sunday service on Sunday, March 20th. We are looking forward to greeting you in person, in compliance with the City of Oakland's current health regulations. We will be asking people to show their vaccination card with photo ID at the door. The service will be live streamed. As you're ready for a deep dive, are you ready for a deep dive into abundance? Ministerial students Teresa Gardiner and Paul Ski are offering a 40-day spiritual practice beginning Sunday, March 20th. For more information and registration, check out our events page. This is a Zoom event. A love offering is gratefully accepted for it. So let's take a moment, and we're going to read the New Minister Sacred Covenant. I'm going to ask you to make sure your microphone is turned off as I read this. And just follow along with me. There is only one life. This life is good. This life is God. This life is my life now. In knowing that I am one with this life that is God, I therefore know that I am one with all of its blessed expressions, which includes the presence of a new minister for my beloved spiritual community. Because I know that the highest purpose of my new minister is to reveal spirit, I therefore know that my new minister is a revelation of God as wisdom. I further know that my new minister is the fulfillment of that which has been promised by Spirit, for it is written, I am filled with divine wisdom. I allow divine mind to fill my mind now. As I stand in agreement with my beloved community, I see my new minister revealed before me as unity in the community. I now intend to experience my new minister in full cooperation and agreement with my community, knowing this truth about myself, for I am inspiring unity and diversity, embracing and nourishing our community. I am awakening the wisdom within. I am healing and expanding our community with the power of love. I am engaging the community and building a world that works for everyone. I am deepening family consciousness. As I now accept the highest expression of a new minister into my life, I know that they are revealed in a way that illumines spirit and serves the highest and greatest of all who are touched by their presence. I am grateful God is gracious, and so it is. Ashe. So we breathe that in with great gratitude and knowing we have set the tone. Deborah, you have your hand up. Did you have something to add?
No, I didn't have anything to add. What I wanted to ask was, Maureen put in here that Dr. Edward will be here on the 20th, not the 13th. And so I just need a clarification of which is the correct date.
Reverend Jerry, did I get it wrong? It says next Sunday.
It's going to be this Sunday afternoon at 1 o'clock. And Reverend Edward, it's a video of his talk at the annual convention this year. And it was a fabulous talk, very powerful and very important for all of us to hear. So after service, it'll be a Zoom event. Does that answer your question?
Yes, that answers it. Because the way it seemed, it was Reverend Savannah was doing March 13th, and then
Yes.
Reverend Edward was coming. So I missed the part that it was
Oh,
in addition to the Sunday service.
That's correct.
yes.
It's at 1 o'clock.
Mhm. We're going to show the video, and then we're going to have Q&A and time to chat about what he has to say.
Fabulous.
Very powerful. Yes, I encourage everyone to be there if they can. Yes.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty.
Even if you've seen it before, we come together in community, and it adds a whole nother level of experience to.
And Jerry, I'm understanding that he's going to be on the Zoom call to answer questions, right?
No.
No. Oh, you're just showing it to discuss it for all of us. So you're hosting the showing of his video.
That's
okay.
correct.
Well, that's
very,
good.
very important message that he brings. So I'm so glad you're doing that, Reverend Jerry.
Thank you, Reverend Jerry. So
no, I wanted to do it much sooner, but we had such richness during Black History Month, and so this was the perfect time to bring it forth. So
okay,
thank
so
you.
Just to clarify, this Sunday at 1 o'clock, Reverend Jerry's going to show his talk from the CSL thing, and then you're offering time afterwards.
Yes.
For discussion.
Yes. See, it says video and discussion.
Right. I just thought he was coming to the discussion.
That would be absolutely fabulous, but he's a very, very busy man.
I'm sure he is. Okay.
One of these days we'll snag him and get him in there.
Well,
he may be very busy, but we are a community that knows how to laugh together. So that could draw him in.
Yes. Well, we have a full schedule. See, everybody, it's a full schedule going on here. So with that in mind, Peggy, if we can move down to the offerings slide, there we go. It is Women's History Month.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so glad I invest in the center, because when I invest in the center, I invest in me. And I like how it looks, and I like how the lights come on, and I like how the trash gets done, and I like that Constance gets a paycheck. I like all those things.
Yes.
And the way that's done is by our tithing of our gifts and our offerings. So I ask that you hold whatever gift you have for the center. Time, treasure, or talent, it all turns into money for me. So I breathe in that and I hold that close to my heart. I breathe into my heart section like Regina taught us. But then I see it go up into the universe from there. That our offering does do that. When we put it in this basket that I'm passing from person to person, it not only benefits our center, but it comes right out these gates and it goes into the world to do great work for the world that we're working to make better. That's our theme. So with this gift I give is God in action. It does good work in the world and blesses creation. So yay, thank you for joining me with that. Donate through the button on the homepage. You can mail it in at the address there. If you're textable, you can text it to 510-327-3431. Or if you know about Zelle, you can Zelle your donation to giving@oaklandcsl.org. And starting on March 20th, if you have a vaccination card and a photo ID, you can drop it off in the physical offering basket. We'll go back to having 5 ways to do it. So I'm so very, very grateful for tonight. We're ending pretty close to on time for a change, Teresa. You are just a good timekeeper. And there's people behind the scenes I want to take a moment and thank. Our hostess behind the scenes and doing PowerPoint, everybody working together to cover all the bases tonight. First of all, is the fabulous leader of the AV team, Peggy Cotton. Peggy, thank you for everything you do for us. Her support team of Alice and Helene and Trisha are back there. I've got Zoe in my back pocket. He's always willing and ready and able to help me out if I get in a jam. So I want to thank all of them. I want to thank Teresa again for speaking in the meditation. Reverend Jerry, it's such a blessing to have you here every Wednesday. Thank you so much. We really love you and appreciate that you're here. So with all that gratitude, Teresa, it's time to say goodnight. And the only way we leave this event is the same way we came in, and that's with prayer. So if you would, Teresa, can you close us in prayer?
I will. Blessing for this evening. Oh, God is so good, present right here in all of our hearts and all of our minds. There's only this one presence, one power, and it is pure love and joy. And it is full to overflowing in each one of us this evening. And I bless this evening that we go and crawl in our beds and sleep well and have sweet dreams and are filled with delight when we wake up in the morning, knowing that all is well, and that we show ourselves love and gratitude and lift ourselves and the world up tomorrow and through our lives. And I call it good because it is very, very good. In the heart of it all, God is right here, supporting and sustaining all of life. And I let this humor and laughter reverberate throughout all people everywhere. And I let go and let God and say good night. And so it is.
And so it is.